the Millennium Prize Problem bench. And I talked about earlier. I like math. I studied math in college. Millennium Prize are some math problems by, let's say, seven math problems that are still as yet unsolved. The Riemann hypothesis, talking about the distribution of prime numbers, Navier-Stokes equation, P versus NP, about computational complexity. And so far, we do not have proofs of any of these problems that our models have provided us. So it'll be interesting to see. I just wanted to put this out there to track this. Because I think that math proofs require kind of a very different kind of knowledge, right? There's a lot of depth that's involved, but there's also analogy. And they're saying, okay, if I can connect to this branch of math, then I can use all the stuff that's proved over here to stuff over here. Like if you can connect a graph theory problem to a complexity problem, then you can use a graph result to map back. So it's a different way of thinking that I'm curious to see how this will evolve. I just want to throw this out there, something to track over time, because this is a benchmark that everybody's failing everything right now. I don't know. Have you seen this one yet?
No, this is a very interesting space, and that is looking at the limits of intelligence, however you define it. A big way that people define it is the ability to solve these problems that have never been solved before. And when you look at some of these benchmarks, some of them have a couple of flavors, with and without tool use, which I think is interesting. So like some of them is like, you want to see how well the model can figure this out on its own, but large language models are geared for a certain kind of thinking. They're not very good calculators. They used to not be able to tell you how many R's were in the letter strawberry. They have limitations that can be easily overcome with use of the right tools. So now we're starting to, okay, let's look at both things. And how well can the model figure this out on its own, or how well can it figure it out using tools? Now, these kinds of problems that have never been solved by anybody maybe require an innovative use of tools in addition to their internal reasoning. And it's interesting to see how progress can be measured and advanced, in these areas of almost intractable problems, and how can we explore intelligence. There was something I saw recently, which is not a millennial problem, but it was like one of those long-standing open problems that was called I don't know how to pronounce it, Erdos conjectures.
Okay, I think it's Erdos. I think
Erdos. And then one of them was like strong enough to lead to a paper. This is Google DeepMind, and they're doing a semi-autonomous evaluation of hundreds of open problems. And then AlphaEvolve also is looking at long-standing mathematical bounds. There's a lot of interest in this area and seeing like how can we push LLMs to the brink, not in ranking in an ELO score or in a chat arena or code changes, but really complex thinking. I think that's great. There is an interesting separation between that and real-world applicability, but having appreciated and been involved in science for a large part of my life too, I can appreciate basic research and understand that we need to understand complex reasoning and problem-solving abilities, even if they're so different than what people are using tokens for today on their open clause, because it could lead to breakthroughs that have been maybe lackluster so far in things like medicine.
I think we hear the same argument about space, right? Like the average person isn't going to go to the moon. We all benefit from the innovations that are caused on the way there, right? I can see Neil deGrasse Tyson did a great segment about all the things that the Apollo program got us in terms of Teflon and grooved runways for the space shuttle and all this cool stuff. So yeah,
I could absolutely see that developing advanced capabilities in millennial problem, computational mathematics could lead to better defense against viruses, which are an existential threat, I think, to mankind. So Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, cool. Well, MPP bench, we're going to keep track on that. Hopefully, in a couple of years, we see a bunch of green check boxes on that. All right, here's a bit more lighter hearted one. We'll see if this is true or not. Let's put this on screen. Okay, this is a
Yeah.
possibly real messaging thread.
It doesn't look like it, but it was actually part of a court proceeding.
Okay, so this is from like a Discovery. Musk
Yeah.
result in 2026. Looks like Doge is making great progress. Got our teams on alert. Take down content doxing or threatening the people on your team. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help. Elon Musk reacted heart. Are you open to the
Oh, how
idea?
sweet.
Are you open to the idea of bidding on the open AI IP with me and some others? Want to discuss live? Interesting. Okay, so this is from Musk v. Altman Discovery. Interesting. Did you like that clip? Make sure to check out our latest episode. The link is in the description. Also, make sure to check out the links for our Substack, the Trilogy AI Center of Excellence. We publish articles a couple times a week on new AI tools, approaches, comparing things, and also AI news. OpenClaw, we're diving deep into that. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. We do updates several times a week with the latest AI news, tools, walkthroughs, deep dives, lots of good things. We've got the link to our Discord. Ask us questions. We're there all the time. All right, have a good one. See you on the next one.